Today I'm covering the top 5 best secondaries right now in Warzone 2.0, specifically on Ashika Island, but they will absolutely still fry on Al Mazrah. Listen, I give a short description of why I think these guns are great. I bring them into the firing range, show you how I use them, and a lot of people don't agree. You know, everyone has their own opinion. These are my top 5, but the top 2 for sure, undoubtedly, uncontested, are meta. Anybody can fry with these guns. If you watch any videos where people are absolutely dominating with these guns and they're claiming to be like gods at the game, it's that gun. These are absolute breakthrough, like DMR grade metas right here. Okay, look, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that sub button, push that like button, road to 5K, baby. Let's get right into it. Okay, starting out, this is going to be like our honorable mention. It's going to be the mini box. So look, which this class is called the big box. This thing absolutely rips. I got the True Tech grip on it, minus 0.74 and minus 0.29, 9mm hollow at 0.70, 9.0. The Schlager Peck box IV untuned, the Bach 9 279 barrel, that's gonna be at 0.18, 0.14, and the Forge DX90F that is going to be tuned at 1.40 and 1.0. This gun's super solid because of the absolute damage per mag. I mean, my god, I don't have like a super crazy mag in this thing. It still has 64 rounds, and you can see the recoil is like very minimal on this weapon. The only thing is when you get to like your further shots, you know, it kind of gets a little out of pocket. Natural hip fire in this thing's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Super solid sniper support. Even just like playing solo quads, because it's nice having all this ammo. You can absolutely run around and fry out. Honorable mention had to go to this gun. I definitely think it's top tier viable. So everything on this list, like I would personally run, just depending on what I'm in the mood to run. But super solid. You got to try the mini bug. Coming in at number 5 on the list, I got the Lockman sub. This one kind of breaks my heart because I absolutely loved running this gun, but it did get nerfed pretty heavy, and I just think there are way more contenders that have been buffed since that will absolutely sleep the competition. We got the Lockman TCG10, that's going to be at 0.65 and 0.21. 50 round drums, lock grip precision, that's going to be at minus 0.59 and 0.23. The VLK laser, that's going to be at 0.37 and 26.32. The XRK Sandstorm muzzle at 0.31 and 0.25. Everyone knows the Lockman's gassed up, but as you can see, they slowed down that ADS on this gun. Your sprint to fire is not as good as it was, and they definitely gave it a big damage nerf. But what's weird is they made it more accurate. So the gun did get a buff in a sense. It did get a little bit of a buff because of accuracy, but the damage profile on it is not the same. And again, I think there are plenty of options that are absolutely more viable than this, especially when we're talking about up close and personal. Super solid for sniper support. Obviously, I like the hip fire with this gun because of how accurate it actually is. But you gotta run this class. You know, if you're a huge fan of it, run with what you're comfortable with. You know, I've always said that. You know, I might think a gun's horrible, but if you personally like it, you're gonna use it better, man. You're gonna actually try with it. So again, if you like the Lockman, that is a super solid class to run with it. But let's go to number 4, man. We got the P90, and this game is called the PDSW, I think. Super solid, but I named this class fast. That is what it is. It is the fastest build I think I've used in this game. TTV TACOM is going to be tuned at 0.35 and 0.20. Hollow extended stock at 2.45 and 1.16. The GR33 light rail, that's at 0.34 and 0.26. The 5.7 over pressured ammunition is going to be at 0.70 and 6.68. And the VOK laser 7 milliwatt, it's going to be tuned at 0.31 and 29.61. This gun, again, this is like one of the only guns I feel you can use in this game and absolutely break cameras. The one setback on this gun are these iron sights. They're not solid. It's one of those guns you just want to run around and get in people's face and then absolutely fry out. But I mean, it still has pretty minimal recoil, a lot of horizontal recoil. So, you know, it is better to actually strafe left to right when you're using this gun. But it does work out pretty well. Definitely in this, the only reason it's so high up in this tier list is the speed of this gun. This is a game that doesn't have any movement. So if you can give yourself an advantage by running around super duper fast, I mean, come on, it's absolutely going to break cameras. Very, very solid class. Got to give it a shot. Going over to number 3, this is where we start to run into some of my favorites. The MX9, probably the best sniper support SMG in the game right now. I just got a buff for damage at range, which I definitely think it needed. Gets up close, it already shreds. We get the Bruin Q900 grip tuned at -0.74 and -0.30. 32 round mags. The 1 milliwatt quick fire laser, I keep that untuned. 16.5 inch Bruin barrel, that's going to be at 0.19 and then 0.00. The X10 RR40, that's going to be at 0.90 and 0.77. Gang, this gun absolutely slaps. Now when I talk about sniper support, it's just because of the range on this gun. It has super solid damage at range. I don't like running the big clip on it because I do want to keep like the aspect of speed on our side. You know, it's still an SMG. You want to be able to have that faster mobility, a little bit of faster reload time. But my god, is this thing dirty. Maybe you crack someone with, well, you always crack someone with a sniper. But you crack someone with a sniper, you pull this out, and you can absolutely finish the job no problem because of how minimal the recoil is. I mean, even just shooting at the wall, you can see the pattern here. There's a pretty good bit of horizontal on the bullet spray here, but it's nothing that you can't strafe to get rid of. I mean, if you really like to snipe and you still snipe this game, if you're not running this while you're sniping, you're messing up, man. I'm telling you, this is a lot lighter than carrying an AR. You're gonna have faster mobility. It's gonna absolutely improve your gameplay. Going into the second best SMG in my opinion right now is the Vaznev 9K. Vaznev's super duper dominant, great mobility, it's extremely accurate. My only thing about the Vaznev, I'm not a huge fan of the 45 round mags because of the reload time with this gun, and that's why this is not going to be number 1 compared to what is number 1 right now. We got 45 round mags, true tac grip, that's going to be at 0.55 and 0.19. The Marquis VAR7 stock is going to be at 1.94 and 2.84. The FSS OLAV lasers at 0.37 and 37.84, and then the Bruick cubic comp, I'm gonna have that at 0.57 and 0.28. Absolutely dominant SMG. This thing is definitely neck and neck with our number 1 contender today, just because of how good it actually is. My only setback though is that reload right there. That is a lot of reload to have to get through. You know, whenever these guns, especially that reload cancel, like you can't cancel. Whenever you have this whole animation, kind of a little bit too much. Mobility is not amazing on it, but the mobility is good. But you'll notice that you get in the game, it's an absolute laser beam, and it definitely kills extremely fast. When you're playing like how I do, you kind of separate from your team and you're going against teams of 4, you do have to get shifty with this gun because it does not put people down. Like killing a 4 stack with 1 clip is going to be a little bit tricky to do, but it's definitely doable. Still, again, this gun is super goated. If you don't run any classes like this is a meta class. This is what will help you win more gunfights. But number 1 is absolutely insane. That is the MP7. When the Vel 46 got the buff and the update, the day I read the patch notes, I told Grizzly right away, I said this is absolutely going to be meta. And this is the class I built. Like, this is just something I came up with. I wanted to have a little bit of hip fire, but I still wanted to be able to progress. Fast movement speed, good ADS times with a little bit of range. So we got the Slogger Soldier grip at 1.0 and 0.45. The Merc 4 grip at 0.80 and 0.40. Ford's DX90F, that's going to be at 1.4 and 1.0. Tango 228 barrel, I have that tuned for 0.50 and 0.40. And then the VOK laser, going to be at 0.50 and 51 feet. I'm telling you right now, if you are looking for that gun to just put it down, that is this class right here. The reload on it is absolutely cracked compared to the Vel or the Vaznev. I don't think we've had a gun that felt this good since like, damn it, straight up. It runs good, and the MP7 is always a fan favorite. I mean, everybody loves the MP7. It wasn't ever really super duper meta in Warzone 1, but it felt great. It's just that good laser beam gun, man. That's how it works. A lot of bullets to work with, fast fire rate. I've always thought that guns with a faster fire rate promote panic. So like, what I mean by that is if you start absolutely torching somebody with a gun with fast fire rate, they freak out. You know, they're trying to like dodge and dip and dip and dip. I think that's great because they're going to be missing their shots. Extra flinch. I mean, bullets are hitting them constantly. The Vel is here, brother. You gotta try this out if you haven't. Look, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, gang, hit that sub button, crush that like button, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for another banger. Let's get it, gang.